Writing the score for Sherlock Jr. was definitely one of the most demanding scores I've written so far. One of the reasons is it's such a well-known film, it has been scored many times, and I wanted to do something with it that has not been done before and give it a new, fresh sound. And at the same time, it's a very complex film. Many things are happening at the same time. There's a very sweet story going on, and at the same time it's really funny. At the same time it's mischievous. So I wanted to catch that all, which was a big challenge. I literally wrote over 12 versions for certain scenes, just until I thought now I have it almost right. The story of Sherlock Jr., it's about Buster, who has a double job as a movie theater operator, and he wants to be a detective. But he's not very good at it. And in the second half of the film, he falls asleep, and then he dreams that he is this super detective and he can right every wrong that had happened before in the film. And I wanted to do two things. One, there is this dreamy element about these dream scenes that he has, and at the same time, I think the film is also about love for cinema itself. So I took those two elements and wrote some themes around that, which is one of the main themes, and it's spread throughout the film. And on the other hand, I wanted to make a big difference between real-life Buster and Dream Buster. So the sound of the orchestra and the sound of the themes is really different in those two halves, where the first half is more clumsy, smaller, and the second half is really big, really self-confident. I think it depends on the comedy itself, that it's really different to write for a comedy or a drama. Some comedies, and sometimes even most comedies that also have a serious story underneath, I think that both the comedy as well as the story should be taken really, really seriously. And at least for me personally, I get the most laughs when there's a very funny story, but with a very serious story, but with many gags, that the music takes that story as serious as possible. And especially for the second half of the film, that's what I try to do.
suppose you watched the movie various times in order to...
Yes.
So also this is a little bit strange. Maybe at the 10th, 12th time you watched the movie, maybe you felt a little bit strange or not, or the inspiration process, the writing process connected.
Right, yeah. So writing the score for Sherlock Jr. has been challenging. There are so many things that are happening at once. I'm thinking of a scene now where there's a lot of funny things going on, but at the same time, Buster's very sad. There's a mean guy there as well, and there's the girl who's disappointed, and they're all in one frame. And you sort of have to choose from which angle you're going to write music. And I noticed that when I saw that scene, I thought, okay, this is what I want to write, and I wrote it. And then the next day I saw it again. I saw it from a different angle. So I thought, okay, now I have to start over, and I wrote something else. And then the day after, over and over, until I got a sort of mix or the right angle of which I thought, okay, yeah, now I feel that this is really the music for the scene.
Very interesting, thanks. Now we can say that you can feel Buster Keaton much closer to you somehow.
I do feel closer to Keaton after writing this score. One thing that struck me when I was watching the film in silence, because I was writing a new score, so I watched it in silence, and his acting is so sincere, so serious. I was really, really moved when watching it in silence, much more than when I was watching it with another score, which was, I remember, quite a slapstick score to it, which worked perfectly. But then I saw it in silence, and I thought, no, this is a love story, and Keaton is so endearing, and I tried to catch that. Of course, with the challenge to not go over a gag and that it's not funny anymore.